This is the brand new Orochi V2 from Razer. It's a compact, ultra lightweight wireless gaming mouse that they designed specifically for gaming on the go and traveling. We're gonna take a close look to see if it's any good, and we're also gonna check out a couple other accessories to go along with it. It's really small and compact. If you compare it to some of Razer's other popular gaming mice to get an idea, like the Viper Ultimate, the Death Adder, the Basilisk, and even the Viper Mini, which is already really small, the Orochi V2 is actually even smaller by a noticeable amount. It's using a false-ambidextrous shape, meaning it's not truly ambidextrous, but it is pretty close. It's almost symmetrical, but the main difference is you've only got these thumb buttons on one side. So right-handed users, you're good to go, but if you're left-handed and you want to use the Orochi V2, you're going to be missing out on those two buttons, unless you can figure out a way to press them with like your pinky finger or something like that. This thing's pretty much perfect for fingertip and claw grips because that small size and the sweeping shape really allow you to get it tucked into the back of your hand, which is advantageous for those kinds of grip styles. And it's also got this little contour on the side for your thumb, and it makes it really comfortable and easy to hold on to, despite the fact that it's such a small mouse. Now, if you try and palm it, it's an entirely different experience, and that's just because it's so small that it's difficult to get a good resting position for your entire palm to fit over top of it. And I have medium-sized hands, so I don't think you're gonna feel very comfortable palming this one if you've got big hands. Razer designed this from the ground up to be lightweight, and according to my scale, it comes in under 60 grams before you install the battery. One really cool feature on the Orochi V2 is that you can install either a AA or a AAA battery, and that gives you a little bit of control over the battery life and also the weight. Drop in a AAA battery, and this thing's still really light at around 67 grams. Swap that out for the larger AA size battery, and the weight jumps up to just 74 grams, and that's still really lightweight. The way these batteries fit in here, it centralizes the weight, and that keeps the mouse nice and balanced feeling, as opposed to having like one slot on either side and potentially throwing off the center of gravity. And that's some good design thinking there by Razer. And if you're somebody that doesn't care about the weight of the mouse and you're thinking, hey, I'll just put two batteries in there at the same time to get some better battery life, don't do that. It only works with one at a time. It supports dual wireless mode, so you can connect with either Bluetooth or Razer's 2.4G Hyperspeed wireless. And there's this little switch on the bottom that'll let you toggle between the two different wireless modes. And also, if you just set it to the center position, it'll just turn everything off. That way, when you're ready to travel with it, you just throw it in your bag and there's nothing to worry about. For Hyperspeed, all you gotta do is plug in the USB receiver into your computer and you're pretty much good to go. For Bluetooth, you have to press and hold the top and side buttons at the same time, and then the mouse should become discoverable, and then you can go ahead and pair it up with your device. Using a AA lithium battery like this one, this mouse has world-class battery life, up to 950 hours using the Bluetooth connection, and 425 hours using the Hyperspeed wireless, which is still pretty good. Now, when you're using that Bluetooth connection, there are a few issues and trade-offs that we're gonna talk about when we get into the performance testing. The build quality feels a lot like Razer's other gaming mice, which is a good thing, and the only place where I could feel any type of flexibility in the build is right here underneath the thumb buttons, but that's only if I take it and literally apply pressure right there, which nobody's ever going to do while they're gaming. So overall, I have no concerns about the build quality, and I think it's going to be just fine. We've got 6 buttons here on the Orochi V2, and they're all configurable using Razer's Synapse software. And it does support Hypershift, which lets you add an extra layer of functions to the buttons if you want to. The primary buttons are using Razer's brand new 2nd generation mechanical switches with gold-plated contact points and a lifespan up to 60 million clicks. It's using a 5G 18,000 dpi optical sensor with 450 IPS tracking and 40G acceleration. And right around that sensor, we've got some nice PTFE material and some really big feed at the front and back, and it makes mouse movements just buttery smooth regardless of the type of surface you're using, whether that's cloth or something hard. This little mouse is shockingly good. I found it very comfortable and easy to hold on to with my fingertip grip style, and I didn't feel like I had any adjustment period. Like, as soon as I picked it up and started playing with it, I was pretty much fine, which doesn't happen that often. I actually think the small compact size and lightweight design really helps with accuracy and precision in shooter games, just because it's that much easier to move around and to stop it where you need to get your crosshair right where it needs to be. Tracking's flawless on this thing, even with the fastest mouse movements that I can make. But that's only true with the 2.4G Hyperspeed wireless. When I run it paired up in Bluetooth mode, the gameplay that I'm showing you right now is actually not even possible because it's just full of spinouts and other issues because that Bluetooth connection is just not fast enough to keep up. It's fine for games that don't require quick flicks and fast moves, or just for regular everyday computing, but for fast and accurate first-person shooter games, you're gonna wanna be on that 2.4G Hyperspeed wireless. Razer's offering the Orochi V2 in either black or white and at an MSRP of $69 US. Now, if we compare that to one of its main competitors, the Logitech G305, the Orochi V2 seems to beat it in pretty much every category, and it's only $10 US more, which makes it seem like a pretty good deal. But one thing you have to consider is that the G305 has been on the market for a long time and often sells for a lot less than its $59 US MSRP. So that's something you're gonna have to take into consideration if you're considering one or the other. But overall, spec for spec, and in terms of shape, size, and comfort, the Orochi V2 is the clear winner, in my opinion. And with the Orochi, if you want to kick it up a notch, you can check out Razer Customs. It's basically a customization tool provided by Razer that'll let you pick from a set of preset colors and designs to create your own unique look for your Orochi V2. And you can even add your gamer tag to it if you want to. Custom designed Orochi V2s are launching at $89 US. Now you might have noticed throughout this video that the mouse that I'm holding in my hand has some grip tape on it. And that's because one of the accessories Razer sent over along with the Orochi V2 is this brand new universal grip tape that can basically be applied to any Razer mouse or keyboard or even a controller or something like that. Now, with grip tape, I mean, that's nothing new or groundbreaking. It's been around for a long time, but what's different here is the fact that it's universal. Usually grip tape kits for mice are specifically designed for the mouse that it's supposed to be applied to, whereas this comes in some custom cutouts and shapes, few different sizes and stuff like that, where you can take it and create your own designs and apply it to your mouse, keyboard, whatever, the way that you want it. I've never used grip tape with any of my gaming mice in the past, and it's one of those things where I didn't know I needed it until I tried it. And now that I've got it on here, I don't want to take it off. It takes everything to the next level. It's nice and soft and cushiony. I never felt like I was gonna have any issues with grip with the mouse without it, but once I put this on, I just don't want to take it off and go back to normal. It's such a different experience. It's hard to explain, but it is pretty cool. This pack comes with a few different shapes and sizes. They're all pre-cut out and ready to go, and they've just got some 3M adhesive on the back. You can just stick them on, and when you take them off, they don't leave any messy residue behind or anything like that, so pretty cool. Razer's gonna be selling this for around $10 US, so if you wanna grip your mouse, there you go. And the other accessory I've got here is this new Razer Sphex V3. And what this is an ultra thin kind of travel friendly mouse mat. And when I say ultra thin, I mean it. This thing is 0.4 millimeters thick. It's insane. You almost can't even feel that it's there. It's a hard surface, it's made from a polycarbonate material, and despite the fact that it's just so thin and lightweight, it actually feels pretty durable when you hold on to it. And then it's got this adhesive backing that helps keep it situated wherever you put it. It feels sticky a little bit to the touch, but it doesn't leave any residue or anything like that behind, kind of like the grip tape. So that's a pretty cool feature. It's gonna stay put wherever you want it, and then it's easy to peel off with no mess left behind. Tracking's good on it, but it's not a high precision surface as far as I'm concerned. I think cloth surfaces are better for that. But what this brings to the table is two things. Number one, it's travel friendly. It's so small, thin, and lightweight. It's very portable and easy to move around and stick wherever you want it on any surface. And the other thing is consistency. Basically, if you're gaming on the go, you're potentially on all sorts of different tables, whether that be at a coffee shop or, at school or whatever you're doing at work, if you're gaming at work. But yeah, you basically can put this thing down and have a consistent surface wherever you are. And that does make a big difference when you're gaming. Razer's offering these in a couple of different sizes. There's the small, which I have here. That's gonna be $10 US, and it's really small. So if you're not playing with the highest sensitivity possible, you might run out of mouse pad with this one. In which case you wanna check out the large size. There's only two sizes, small and large. And the large is $25, but it should give you a lot more room. So if you're not playing with a crazy high sensitivity, hopefully you don't find the edges of your mouse pad as often. So we've got the Orochi V2, the Sphex V3 mousepad, and this universal grip tape. I like the Orochi V2 so much that I kind of want to use it in place of my Viper Ultimate that you can actually see behind me right there. I haven't put this thing down since I started testing it. It's awesome. I know it's designed for gaming on the go, but I don't care. Like, this small shape I think is a huge advantage for shooter players like myself. Surprisingly, I also really like this grip tape, which I wasn't expecting because like I said before, it wasn't something that I've ever thought of using with my gaming mouse, but be warned, it's one of those things that once you try it, you're gonna want it on everything. At least that's what happened to me anyway. So for 10 bucks, it's a pretty cool accessory that makes a noticeable difference. The Sphex V3 ultra thin gaming mousepad, it's pretty cool, but it's not something that I would personally get any use out of because I don't really game on the go. Portability is not a big concern for me. In fact, I have no problem unrolling one of those mouse pads that's like the size of a doormat. In fact, I do that all the time. There's a stack of them right behind the camera actually. So that's just me. If you're interested in a consistent surface that's thin and lightweight and just easy to take with you, check out the Sphex V3. I'm gonna have purchasing links for all this stuff down in the description of the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and come back soon. There's a ton more content on the way. See ya.